Hey guys, it's Maya and welcome to another video. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a bouquet of roses. So I have gotten a few requests to do a crafting video, but before we start, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you want more content like this and if you enjoy this video. And also subscribe. So let's get started. So before we start, I just wanted to say, whenever you're using hot or sharp objects, you want to make sure you have parental supervision. They're extremely dangerous, and you don't want to cut yourself or burn yourself while you're crafting. Okay, so for this craft, you will need some scissors, some glue, preferably a glue stick, but I couldn't find mine, so I'm just using hot glue. And if you're using hot glue, then some hot glue sticks. Also, I have this little knife kit. This isn't necessary, but I just have it just in case. You'll also need a ruler or just some sort of flat object. A marker or green marker or something like that. You'll need some green paper or craft foam or something like that. If you don't have green paper or craft foam, you could always use white paper and then just color it with paint or a marker or something. You'll also need some white paper. You will also need some color paper of your choice, preferably like pink or red or some sort of rosy color. I'm using this like peachy pink color. You will also need some paperboard. This is commonly found in cereal boxes and cracker boxes and stuff like that. So yeah, let's get right onto the craft. For this part, we're making the stems, so you're going to need the green paper or foam, and you'll also need a ruler or flat object. You will also need the green marker or whatever you're using. So first what you're going to want to do is mark a line right here. I already have mine marked. And also, and then mark intervals here. I did 1.5 inches because that's how big I want my stems to be. So also you're going to want to, I cut little tiny slits at the bottom here. They're not really that visible, but it's just to mark how thick each stem is going to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut on this line. It doesn't have to be perfect, don't worry about it. So cut there, and then it's going to cut here, up here, and then you're going to want to cut right here, these sections. And then you're going to want to cut the stems however thick you'd like them. Mine, first one is that thick. So I'm going to keep on cutting these. Okay, so I've cut all of my stems, and I cut a few shorter ones just to be like little branches and stuff. So these are how big mine turned out. It doesn't really matter the length or the width or whatever. Just do it to your taste once again. Okay, so now that we've got all of our stems cut, we want to put those to the side. Now we are going to start on the actual roses. So I have my paper here. So what you're going to want to do here is cut like little squares. So I take it, and they don't make them too big or too small. Preferably this big. You can use one as like kind of guide for the others. It doesn't have to be perfect. Don't worry about making it look amazing. It's all random. So I'm just gonna cut one long strip. Too much. Don't worry about how big they are or anything, because you often have different sized roses and stuff. So this way, just that way. So I have my squares. So what you're gonna want to do now is take your scissors and cut right here. Cut along in like a spiral shape around the whole entire thing. So don't make this part too thick or too thin. You don't want it to be too obnoxious. Just don't worry about that. So here. It's not too hard. And once again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Do not worry about how it looks because you are going to wrap it up. Anyways, so I'm just going to cut this off. And cut a whole bunch of these little spirals. So we will, so we'll have a whole bunch of roses. If you just want to make one rose, you can really just make one of these. But I'm going to make a whole bunch, so I will be right back when I'm done. Okay, so I'm done cutting all of my little spirals here. All of them here. Doesn't really matter how many you have, just as long as you have at least a few. So, once you've cut all of these, you want to take some sort of small object. If you have a toothpick, you can use that. I'm just going to actually use one of my stems. I'm going to use a thin one, or just one with a thin edge or end. And then you want to place it, and then you want to roll, not really roll, but kind of bend it here, and then you want to kind of bend it so you can kind of get like a cone-ish shape. So make this first part kind of small because this is going to be the middle. And the middle of the spiral is going to be the outer edge of the rose. So just keep that in mind. So when you're cutting, just a little tip is if you're kind of smaller out on the edges, like for example here, it's a little bit smaller than it is on the middle, like here, it's thinner than here. That is actually okay to do because you are going to, it's kind of, is going to kind of wrap around the rose like this, and it's going to kind of make it like a coned, kind of gradual kind of rose shape. So it doesn't really matter how big your roses are. I'm just going to wrap it around the whole entire thing. It doesn't really matter how big you make them because all roses are bigger and smaller than the others. So if you have a really big one, then, I mean, that's okay. Roses come in all different shapes and sizes, just like these spirals, because they are all just random. They're not made by a computer. So just want to keep going. And once you get to this middle circular part, this is kind of, if this happens to you, you can always just cut it off if you're worried about it not working. So you just cut it off, just make sure to leave a little tab here. So just, so then you're going to want to glue it, just like that, right there, and then we're going to take the stems and glue them inside, but of course the longer stems. So just you're gonna insert them in that, like that. You're gonna glue them in once you make all the roses. So I will be right back when I have glued all of my roses together. Okay, so I've glued a couple of my roses. So next what you're going to want to do is take your stems, all of your stems, and you're going to want to glue them inside of here. So when you glue them in, don't push them too far up, because then that will cause the green to be able to be seen through the rose. But if you don't push it up too much, then it won't really, matter too much. And when you push it, and when you glue it in, just be careful. Make sure that you don't push up this whole part, especially if it's not glued down. So you just take it, put some glue on the end, and then insert it inside of your rose, and then you get a little rose. But another little thing that I wanted to do with the stems is get the the green paper or craft foam paper or whatever you're using, and cut little leaf shapes out of it to make little leaves. So, see, one half, and then the other, just like that. And then you want to glue those onto the ends of the stems. Here are all my stems, and then you just like take the Actually, I should get a thinner one. Here's a thinner one. And then glue it right down there. Just like that. Just like that. And it becomes this little... So I will be right back once I get all of the stems glued into the roses and the leaves that are on. Okay, so I have glued together some of my roses. I have one that has 2 roses on it and one that just has 1 rose with a leaf. So once you get these, you can just leave them like this and then make your own flower pot or whatever. Or you can take some paper and cut it into like a semicircle shape, and then wrap it around a couple roses to be like a little one of those like wrap things that you would find when you're buying it from the grocery store or stuff. But that is pretty much it for this tutorial. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a huge thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And comment down below if you guys want more tutorials and what you want me to do. Thanks for watching. Bye!